Hello, everyone. My name's Cureton, Senior Journalist for XR Today, and we are always bringing you the latest and greatest from the VR, AR, and XR industries. Today, we're going to talk about a very special event, the Immerse Global Summit, and we have on a very even more special guest, Nathan Pettyjohn, CEO of the Immerse Growth Network, founder and president of the VR AR Association. It's a pleasure to have you on today, and thanks so much for joining us.
I'm excited too. Thanks for having me.
All right, brilliant. We're going to dig into this. We're going to talk a
Oh,
little bit about the Immerse Global Summit and see exactly what it has in store for us for 2022. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, Nathan. What do you do, and what is your role with the summit?
so I'm the founder and president of the VRARA Association that was started back in 2015. It's grown to be the largest global trade association for virtual reality, augmented reality, and expanded into metaverse tech. And we host the Immerse Global Summit that is happening on Madeira Island, Portugal, coming up in September 28th through 30th. I'm also the founder and CEO of Immerse Growth Network. This is the parent company of the association. We do business growth training, sales, and marketing execution training programs as well that we license from Grant Cardone, which is one of the world's leading trainers for sales and business. So we want to help 100 million plus people achieve greater levels of success in their professional career. And this conference that we're talking about is one of the best ways to do that, to bring people together, to help them learn, to help them be inspired, find new technologies and ways to advance their business. And this one happens to be in one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my life, uh, Madeira Island, Portugal.
Absolutely. Yeah, Portugal's an amazing, amazing country. I remember the Algarve coast, and Lisbon, and all the other places that they've got to offer. So I'm looking forward to more tapas,
Yeah.
hopefully in the future.
And I will say,
Um,
yeah, candidly, I didn't know that this island existed a couple of years ago until we started pursuing it and had the support from the president of Madeira Island. All of the government got behind us and really wanted to help bring technology because they have over 2.5 million tourists that come to this island every year, but they want to do more. And I went there, and this island is very advanced. 250,000 people live there, but they're very advanced in terms of technology and incentivizing companies to come there, set up there. And it was just this beautiful opportunity, especially coming out of this, the last few years when we've all been stuck at home working, to come out and just be completely inspired by people and by beauty, like ocean cliffs, beaches, you name it. It's got it all.
Brilliant. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there. Speaking of which, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the expectations that you have got for this event because it's going to feature some of the biggest names in the industry. So, what do you have as far as your expectations, and how does this particular event differ from the previous ones?
Yeah, the way that this really differs previously is we're pulling in a lot broader collection of technologies, this whole metaverse ecosystem of technologies, and going beyond augmented reality and virtual reality. We're including companies that are doing blockchain technologies, which are very critical going forward for decentralized computing. The increased value propositions of digital assets are creating a very strong need for this, and we've got some great people going to talk about why and how to do that. The NFT ecosystem has really been growing. We've seen a huge surge. We've seen a huge winter, and it's kind of getting rid of some of the people who didn't know what they were doing in NFTs. We have some really cool companies coming in that are going to have some NFT collections on display, but they're also going to be talking about how do they fit into business legitimately for enterprise, for gaming, for entertainment. And so overall, the theme for this year's conference is inspiration delivered. And we want people to come here and step out of their comfort zone a little bit. Of course, they're going to be very comfortable in a great setting, but step out of their knowledge comfort zone and it kind of expand their thinking. So if you're in gaming, we want you to come and learn from what Unity is doing with digital twins, for aerospace, for example, and vice versa. And we want some of the enterprise companies to come in and say, wow, what's going on with this media experience? All right, we've got these incredible immersive cinematic performances that are going to also take place at a theater. It's one of the most gorgeous theaters in all of Europe, and it's literally like across the street from the Savoy Palace where we're having the conference. The Savoy Palace is like a 5-star resort, gorgeous, overlooks the ocean, cliffs. But then just a quick, walk down the block, we go into this theater, and you get to have these amazing experiences. We have people coming in, professionals that are putting these on. So the hope is that you're just mind blown when you're there, and you're like, you see some game changing ideas. It won't be like a massive conference, like you're not going to be wading through a sea of thousands of people. We'll have under 1,000 people there, but the quality level is going to be insanely awesome, and the people that do come are going to get a lot of FaceTime with each other, right? So that there's some great names, big names of companies, and then some, I think, hidden gems, like right there, they're startups or early stage that are just incredible. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, it's going to be what we say like star-studded essentially. And there's going to be quite a few of like the industry's biggest brands. Can you tell us a little bit about some of those brands? You mentioned Unity Technologies, and also how their getting together is going to help contribute to the growth and the development of the industry itself.
sure. Yeah. So some of the brands, the big brands, right, include like Unity, like you said, in the software and technology space. We have Google, their head of XR hardware and partnerships and strategies. We have Magic Leap's Vice President Lisa Watts coming in. Nokia. Nokia has a lot of like underlying technology that a lot of companies are needing to leverage in this ecosystem. Um, we don't hear about them as much, on the surface when they were big into mobile phones, but they're still a massive, massive company with a lot of this underlying technology. We have brands like Adidas Runtastic, so they're coming in and they're actually going to be talking on stage with Mojo Vision. Mojo Vision is the augmented reality contact lens company, and so I'm fascinated by this, like how Adidas is looking at using contact lenses, for runners, for training purposes, to help improve your performance. So we have Lenovo coming in. They have a big announcement that I think a lot of people are going to be really impressed with. And we can't reveal what that announcement is, but it's going to be big and awesome. And there will be some really cool new demos that no one's seen yet. We have like Sony's general manager coming in, and Sony, powering displays and underlying technologies for a lot of the XR ecosystem. Um, and there's many, many more, names. We've got Vodafone coming in, which and Deutsche Telekom. So Deutsche Telekom is going to talk more about like 5G and networking and how that's powering this metaverse ecosystem. Vodafone's representative is coming in and is talking about their blockchain initiatives, which I think is really cool and unique that they're taking such an aggressive approach in this, and have the foresight that they've got a whole division that's like already working on blockchain technology. So very, very cool stuff that's happening, and I think all of these companies are contributing in their own unique way. And these are the trailblazers that are literally setting the stage for this whole next wave of technology that everyone's going to have to embrace. It's like when we got onto the internet and people said, "Oh, this internet thing's not going to go anywhere," and now look at us. Everybody and their dog has a website now. So, with now us moving into this kind of like Web3 category that you hear as a buzzword term, this is the next evolution with blockchain and decentralization, with immersive technologies that blend physical and digital worlds, and And it's all about making our lives easier, more productive, more efficient, and more fun as well. So
Great answers. So yeah, we would go. Let's try jumping into one of the topics about Portugal. You mentioned some things that Madeira Island was doing to accommodate a lot of the companies that were coming to the island. But what
yep.
about for the Immerse Global Summit? Of all the places in the world that you could have selected for, what did Madeira do to attract your summit to it?
Yeah, well, um, first of all, like there's a company called in Madeira called Dimmersions. They're a technology company in the XR space. They caught our attention. They're a member of the VRARA Association, and they said, "Hey, you have to bring the conference here." We originally planned to take it to Lisbon pre-pandemic, and sadly we had to cancel it. Um, they said, "Before you make any plans to come back to Portugal, come to the island." And we said, "Okay, like let's check it out." Um, they got the president of Madeira Island's support, who actually had a meeting and requested that we bring the conference there. And one of the things that they've been doing is pushing forward on cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies. Um, that we also were able to set up meetings with all the different secretaries of the government in Madeira Island. So the Secretary of Technology and Education, of Healthcare, of Tourism, and the Secretary of Economy. And so they kind of jumped on board and said, "Hey, we want to help introduce you to our technology partners," and they helped support us with regards to some of the venue offerings. They helped us get this theater that was going to just be a magical type of experience for us. Got us connected with all the key people. Got us in at the Savoy Palace, the venue, which is a 5-star resort, and it's actually kind of hard to get and have an event like this there. It's very, very much a nice place, and it's actually surprisingly not too expensive. You'd be surprised. And for those of that are on a definite budget, there's like they have a collection of hotels nearby. One of them is called Savoy Next, 4-star, awesome. The rooftop, by the way, is just like incredible. You're looking over the ocean. So it makes it affordable for most anybody, and especially if you're in Europe, it's kind of an inexpensive flight to come over. So all these things kind of came together. We sent our event producer over there and met with a lot of the different people of the government, and then later I went over there and met with all the government, and they were really showing their support. The president of the island is actually also hosting a VIP dinner and doing some of his presidential palace tours as well for some of the VIPs. And so they said like, "Hey, we're going to try to make this a great experience, and we believe in your mission to like help connect people, and we want them to come to the island to do it." So we just saw a lot of ambition and passion and hunger and desire to do that. So and it just turns out that it's just a magical place to be.
Yeah, sounds like paradise. Yeah, I know
Yep.
a lot of the people who are going to attend are just going to look around and just be blown away, not just by the island itself, but also, you know, a lot of the plethora of people and organizations and companies that will attend. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add about this before we wrap things up?
Well, I would just say, yeah, don't forget when you come to this conference to tack on a couple of extra days for some fun. The tourism board is actually helping kind of pull together some like experiences that can be considered team building. Of course, they're fun extravaganzas, but things like doing a catamaran ride, where you get to see dolphins swimming around you, you get to swim in the ocean. One of the top 3 largest cliffs, ocean cliffs in the world, I think, is there. And I was fortunate enough to get to do this about a month and a half ago when I was there. Just incredible. Take a tour around the island. You can actually go up these mountains above the cloud layer, and it is unreal. Like, I mean, you feel like you're in virtual reality because it's so. You're like, wait a second, is this? How can this possibly be real? And that's not exaggerating at all. So I would just say, try to plan that. and don't feel guilty about doing it, because you can make some like really strong relationships with other business associates and people from other companies if you do it with them. And those, when we think about business, like, yes, this is all technology, but it's people, really. It's people and relationships and our people knowledge that are really creating business and growth and innovation. So don't forget that, and have some fun while you're there too.
Excellent advice, and definitely take them up on it if you get the chance to go. So thanks so much. I really appreciate your time, Nathan, today. And once again, we have been speaking to Nathan Pettyjohn, CEO of the Immerse Growth Network. He's also the founder and president of the VRARA Association. He is hosting also the Immerse Global Summit taking place in Madeira, Portugal in September. It's going to be September 28th to the 30th. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Get there early and stay late.
What's that?
I said, get there early and stay late.
Right. Excellent advice. So yeah, if you want any more information, please look at the website at immerseglobalnetwork.com /IGS Europe. So if you go there, you'll be able to find more information about registering, all the amazing companies that will attend, and the itinerary for that. So once again, my name is Cureton, Senior Journalist for XR Today. Thanks so much for joining us, and hope to see you at the show. Bye now.
Thanks, Damon.